Good Governance Radio.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
The Good Governance Radio. This is the Good Governance Radio. You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with us.
Good day, everybody. Good day, my followers. Good day, everyone all over the universe, wherever you're watching from. My name is Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. You're listening to me live from Good Governance Radio, and I'm here today to discuss and continue with our program on salad. Have you eaten salad today? No, that's not what I mean. I mean, are you able to save a life today? Because this program is tagged Operation Save a Life a Day. So are you ready to save someone? Is there somebody balconing on you, looking deprived or somewhat? Is there anyone looking at you for help? Is there a child crying near you? Is there a drug addict looking at you helplessly? You can save that life today. It's all about saving a life a day. So today, we're here to talk to you on drug addiction. Think about it. We're coming back to you.
You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with us.
Welcome back to our topic on drug addiction on Good Governance Radio. I hope you can just take a little time to follow us on our Facebook page on Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, Good Governance Radio, GGI. Then you can click on our website, www.ggr.com.ng. Just follow us so that you keep getting tips on what is happening around us and how we can help our nation and how we can help this country, Nigeria. So please, my name is still Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Have you liked my page? Have you clicked on that follow? Follow us and share this video. Keep sharing. Wherever you're watching from, please copy the link and keep sharing. So today I want to talk to us on drug addiction. Drug addiction has become a pandemic in our nation. I don't know if you're worried the way I am worried about this. It's something that has hit deep into the society. Drug addiction is not something we should joke with. I want to tell you, do you know that almost will I say in every family, let's say in 80% of the families in this country, there is a drug addict in it. When I'm talking about drug addiction, I'm not talking about maybe because he smokes cigar and all. It's not only Indian hemp, it's not only cocaine, it's not only heroin, it's not only caffeine, it's not only the sedative drugs or the cough syrup or the people have gone extra mile, and the rate of poverty in the nation is not helping matters. You know, people do a lot of things just to get high and forget what they're going through. While I was talking with some people in a Karimo area, I learned that people smoke gutter. People smoke gutter. It's as bad as that. You know, not just gutter. Some say they smoke paint. Some say they smoke fermented urine, as in they urinate, allow it to ferment for days, and they begin to inhale it. A lot of things that I can't even think of. By the time I'll just be getting good people on what they say they smoke. So when we talk about drug addiction, it's not just heroin, cocaine, and all these illegal drugs. You can get addicted to alcohol. There are people that without alcohol, they cannot be. It's part of addiction, and it's not helping us in the society. There are people that their own addiction is sleep, but that's not part of drug, you know. You can get addicted to even sedative drugs that make you sleep. Some get addicted to anti-anxiety medications. There's one that just wanted cough syrup by all means. These are all addictions, and it's not helping us. It's not helping our society. It's not helping the youths. Sometimes when I go out to hang out with some friends, I found out that when we talk about drug addiction, it's not just only men. Women are now into drugs more than men because many of them are going through on stories they cannot tell. Some got into drug addiction because they were sexualized. Because they want to wash it off their head. When the trauma comes, they start to get into things that you cannot equate to anything human. I was out with some girls and I found out all of them were taking shisha. And shisha is something that can, okay, if the smoke from generator can kill, think of the one from shisha is even worse than that of the generator. And you joyfully smoke it. You happily smoke it, killing yourself by your hand, by yourself. So when we're talking about this drug addiction, there are a whole lot of things people are taking now to just, get high and forget the pains and the traumas that we're into in this country. See, if we say it doesn't concern us, it doesn't concern us. See, let me tell you, many of the people that have canceled, that have handled, that have tried to bring out, and the ones who succeeded in helping out from drug addiction, many of them are rich people's children. Many of them, they are rich people's children. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's a disease. And where it affects is a part of the brain and the person's behavior. So it's something that we should all come out to do something about it. We can't leave it for the drug agency alone. It's a concern that it doesn't concern. What if a friend was moving in Lagos the other day, somebody just carried something, hit on her windscreen, hit on her this and told her, Come out, let's dig it out. She said she quietly entered her vehicle and started going because she doesn't know what next. The person can come out and the person will hit her and she will die there. They will just target that she is a mad person. When I'm talking about drug addicts, do you know that children now take things to get high? You see a mother, you're feeding your child with alcohol. Strong drink at that. Some people are smoking and are giving their child. Is that how we're going to, build a better nation? Is that how we're going to change this nation? While you're thinking of this, I don't want us to just be saying drug addict, and you think it's the Agboro Park people. It's not only those at the Agboro Park. There are a whole lot of people, even the people that you take intellectually sound. By the time you go into their rooms and see what is going on, I tell you, you'll be amazed. 80% of people you see in the streets are not normal. These things have side effects. So we should be thinking of how we can, curb these things and how we can, bring a solution to it. Drug addiction is not something anybody should pray for in his or her family because it brings family disgrace. It brings family disgrace. When I'm talking about this drug addiction, you will feel, it's not me. But let me tell you, it affects even the relations more than the actual person. But we'll digest it. We'll digest a lot of things about it, while we take a break. We want to take a little break, then come back and digest a lot about drug addiction, how it affects the family, how we can help, and, is there a way out? Is there anything government can do? Is there anything individuals can do? Is there anything that that is on this radio station today can do? So we are going to take a little break, and don't forget that you're still listening to Good Governance Radio, and I am still Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, your number one love giver. And please don't fail to continue following us and click like and share.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station.
GGR, Good Governance Radio.
Radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
The Good Governance Radio.
Good Governance Radio. I am still your friend and the number one love giver, Amarachi Umugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, still talking to you on drug addiction and how we can curb it in our society. I want to tell you, see, we have a system where there is a big gap between the governed and the governors. We have a system where we have there is a very serious gap that the people on top don't know what those in the slums and in the lower cadet or whatsoever are going through. And none is thinking on how to solve a situation facing this place, or facing even those that are governing us, because a governor, to be a leader is a big challenge. So there are no people thinking on how to curb some certain things in the society and how to make it a reality. Things are not about pen and paper. If you do the pen and paper finish and there is no footwork and there is no tangible action, you know, it will be as if you're not doing anything. I want to tell you, from the places I've gone trying to talk to addicts and all of that, I found out that the number of drug bunks in each state is bigger than the factories we have in all these states. You see a lot of drug bunks everywhere. Before you walk even like temples, they will tell you that side is happening there. And when you go there, there's one you go to, you see people freely smoking, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. They're violent and all of that. If you don't go to them with the right approach, it will become trouble. If you don't go to them with the right approach, there are ways to approach them. Many of them are not happy they're doing it. Many, they're not happy. They want a solution. They want a way out. This thing is draining their money, even in the midst of lack. Some of them don't have enough to, spend for this extra, thing, because it's not food. Iba bronni, cigar bronni, cocaine bronni. It's just that psychological gap that is in their head that they want to fill up. So they're not happy about it. And when you approach them in the wrong way, you will see them become hard on you. They become volatile. They want to fight. They want to attack you. They want to, do a lot of thing that is, that is not, it's not easy. It's a symptom of a disease. Addiction is a symptom of something propelled that person to start going into that drug. So what are the things, we're asking ourselves, what are the things that has made almost all of our youth to go into drug? What are the things that, that is making them not to think of how to just get out, but they go deeper and deeper into it? So we'll say that they don't want to think of how unemployed they are and all of that. If you're unemployed and you're taking drugs, where do you get the money to continue? One was taking it even in an empty stomach, because they're very friendly to each other. They're friendly to each other. They are happy. A drug addict, they don't get stranded, because once it took them, they go to their bunk. Somebody must give him to kiss. So it's not, they are seeing love within them over there. So for you to get them out of there, you need to have a lot of love inside of you, like the love giver, So you need to have a lot of love inside of you to get a drug addict out of drug addiction. So if you don't have that love inside of you, it will be difficult. And if you want to do it by force, that gap in their head will tell you that it's not by force. Because you can force a horse to the stream, but you will not force it to drink water. So insofar we're fighting to help them, you're fighting to help yourself. Yeah, you're fighting to help yourself. One of the things that I found out that was the major, one of the causes I found out from most of them is that idleness. Most idle people tend to take drugs. Most do it because of peer pressure. Most do it because they were jobless, they are frustrated, they are depressed. They just need something to make them think that they belong or that they have arrived. Most do it because they just see others doing. That's peer pressure. Some people are doing it because they don't even know why they're doing it. It's funny. I asked one, how did you start? He said he doesn't even know how he started. Some do it because they're suffering from one illness or the other, and the depression coming from that illness led them into that. Some do it because they're just coming out from abuse. So in all these things, in all these different ways, and the major, in fact, 90 or 80% of people that I met in the bunk that while I was talking to them, I found out is poverty. Okay, let me say 60% is poverty. 20% are those that say it gives them sense. Those ones are well-to-do and all of that. And they started it they started it when they were younger, and when they became big and all of that, they continued because they know they feed well and they, But even when you feed well, what has side effect has side effect. Many of them want to come out, but they don't know how. But if we can join hands with government, if we can join hands with the society, we can use love and win those people back and save them from that medical enslavement, because it's a health issue. Drug addiction is a health issue. It affects the brain and it affects their behavior. No matter how quiet a drug addict is, when you see them, you know. I have two of them in my around that I know. One is very active, proactive. When he does it, he's not violent, but any woman that he meets that period, you will know that there is difference between capital B and cow leg, So, but the other one is so quiet, and you may stay in the house for the 1 week, you will not see him and all of that. But once he finished taking it, he's inside the room, and that room, you may not see him again till after 3 days. So it's not normal. It's not normal. The other one is friendly and over friendly, want to greet everybody, even the grass and even the sand on the floor in the house. And the other one that is opposite of him will not want to talk to anybody. So it's not normal. There should be a balance. So anybody that is into drugs, there is always that thing that will make you to know that something is wrong somewhere. So when we talk about the causes, their behavioral pattern and all of that, I want you to know that there are things families should know. The first people that those people need is their family. The people, it mustn't be biological, because some of them don't live with their biological relation. While I was talking to one of them that was staying with me, I said, I can help you. And he said, how can you help me? I said, when you buy them, bring them, let me keep it for you. When you want, tell me, I'll give you. And we started from there. You will believe me that something that he takes morning, afternoon, and night now is once in 3 days. And before you know it, the person starts to withdraw. One thing an addict hates, one thing they hate is for you to, talk to them in this day because of the drug they take, or you hate them and start to, refer them, you call them addicts. You refer to them as an addict. You use their predicament to label them. They hate it so much. You will never win them out of it if you start like that. Many prominent people in this country are having a drug addict in their house, and you see them, you want to discuss with an outsider, you discuss with an outsider, labeling that person an addict. And that stigma is there. So as a family, there are roles we should play. So before I tell you what roles we should know and what we should do to help our family member or a friend or a neighbor or a sister or a colleague, even in church, there are people, even those that you think that are too religious, there are a lot of them that take all these things secretly or openly. So there are things we should do to help them out. But before we go there, I want us to take a little break, and we will come back to you. But just know that you're still on Good Governance Radio, and our website still remains www.ggr.com.ng, and our Facebook, YouTube channel and page and all of that is still Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, and you can still watch us live on Instagram at Efficient Grace 1. So please keep watching. Click like, click follow, click share, copy the link, send to somebody, because we are going to be bringing you so many things on Good Governance Radio that will help you. Thank you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station.
GGR, Good Governance Radio.
Welcome back to Good Governance Radio. I'm still your number one love giver. I'm still Amarachi Umogochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. And you're still on this program, Oh Salad, Operation Save a Life a Day. Have you saved somebody today? Is it because he's a drug addict, he's begging you for food, you don't want to give him? Give him that food. You may be the only reason why this person will repent. Don't deny him that food. Give him that tip that he wants. But make sure he doesn't use it to buy that drug. Just give him the food, and you will build love between you and that person. By the time you know it, he can listen to you and have that. Just know that you have him at the back of his mind. So, Operation Save a Life a Day. Oh, salad. Let's keep eating salad by saving a life a day. It could be that sexually violated child. It could be anybody, but please try and save a life a day. So back to what we were saying, there are things you should know about drug addiction as a relation, as a family, as a neighbor, as somebody that cares, as a citizen of this country that really wants to, help. Because when you help one, you've helped all. So one of the things you should do is don't become an enabler. Don't become an enabler. How do you become an enabler? Many families are enablers, especially the people in the high class. How do you enable them? Maybe he committed a crime as a result of the drug, the influence of the drug. That is, I told you it affects the brain and it affects their behavioral life. So maybe he committed a crime because he was under the influence of the drug or something like that, and he is locked up in the police station. And because you're a prominent person, or because your family have a big name, or because you don't want the people to know that he's a drug addict and all of that, you rush to go and bail him out before day breaks. My dear, you're not helping him. You're not helping him. Don't be too fast to go bail him. Allow him to be there. You can just monitor from afar. You can give instruction. Make sure that bringing him food. Let him be there. Pain teaches one. I don't know if you know that. Hunger teaches one. By the time he's inside there and he's hungry and not be person go tell her. He will avoid every occasion that will take him back there, because he wants to be free, so he can be having access to these drugs. And make sure that even if he's in detention, that nobody is supplying it to him. Don't be an enabler. You can enable him by every time he wants money, he will just come, maybe points gun at you, GG, you just give him money. Because the language they know is give him money, bring it, I will sell your car, I will sell your property. Guard your property. You understand? Withdraw from giving them money. Withdraw from, some of them will go as far as using your name to borrow and all of that. Let them pay the penalty for borrowing with your name and all of that. And whoever that, let's say they borrow today and you go and pay, tomorrow they'll go and borrow again. But when they borrow and you're not the one that borrowed that money, if they call you to come and pay, you tell them, no, I'm not the one that borrowed it from you. By the time you repeat it 1 or 2 times, he learned the lesson. And whoever that is borrowing him that money will not borrow him again. Because they know that you're influential. They know that you have a name to protect. And they will go to borrow from your friends whom you have regards for. So that you will not want to have your bad name. You want to cover up by paying that debt. But when you don't pay it, even the borrower and the borrower will learn their lesson that, this person is a no-nonsense person. He will not pay this money. And they will not borrow him tomorrow. There is a torture that comes with this drug addiction. Just make sure that they're not having that money. At times, he will not have money to even go to, maybe take a cab or take a drop to the place where he's to get the stuff. By the time he suffers himself, sense will be coming, because it's affecting the brain. So the brain needs some pain for it to come together to start thinking, I am going through this and nobody, isn't the stress for me to, get it so easy. When he's not getting it so easy, thoughts will start coming together. Those cracks in the head will start joining small. So don't be an enabler by making it available to them, by making the money everywhere for them. Don't be an enabler by making even the drug or whatsoever that the person is, some of them is a very cheap thing that they're addicted to. Very cheap thing. Very cheap thing. So just make sure that there is denial of that thing from them, and before you know it, sense will start coming into them. But please deprive them of that money that they're having to have access to those drugs. Then another thing you should capture is, please don't be judgmental. Let's stop judging people. You don't know what that person that have been through. Some of these children that came from a rich family, when they relate with you, some of them don't get to see their parents in a year. Some don't have access to their parents. There is a very big gap between them and their biological parents. It's not easy to be the daughter of a prominent person. It takes diligence, it takes discipline for these people, to get to, be close to their children and as well handle the public offices. So some of them are not close to their parents. So that gap in that love is what they want to feel. So when you become judgmental, they still see you in that shoe of the person or the condition that pushed them into that very act. So let's not be judgmental. You can win a lot of things. Love conquers all. So we can win a lot of things through loving them. Show them love. Show them love that is more than the love that those that share the drugs with them free of charge share with them. But that doesn't mean you should give them this thing. You can show somebody love. Okay, he's taking it. Oh, guys, see what you're doing to yourself. How are you taking this now? Well, it's okay. Come, have you eaten? He has not eaten, and you're taking it. You need food. Give him food. He's eating that food. Take it away. There are a lot of things. Maybe he will come to you and say, please, can I use your soap, or can I use your credit and make a call? You say, oh, you want to call those that will bring it for you. No, now. You're reminding him that there is something he has not taken. You're reminding, and he's registering. So the things that is flooding his head is everything about that drug. So don't judge them. Don't judge them. You want to talk to him, you say, that drug addict. You're discussing with your friend, you open your mouth and you're telling an outsider or a friend that your brother is a drug addict, or your friend is a drug addict. And in one or two occasions, he will get to hear it. He will get to hear it. And it's not a good one. So let's stop being judgmental in this part of the world. Let's stop judging them. They're sick. It's a mental health. They're sick. There's a clip of a video I was watching of the girl in Jabi. The lady, she's a drug, she's into drugs and all of that until she's in the street. She got to the street and she begs in the street. She keeps saying, God, forgive me my sins and all of that. She's not happy that she's in the street. Those are the kind of people that she can be rehabilitated. People see her and they judge her is because you're taking drugs. Pray you don't get into that condition. Pray that things don't, because with the level of things a lot of people are going through in this country now, a lot of people are just going into alcohol of different. If you check it, if you are observant, you find out that alcohol sells very well now, and drugs. Alcohol and drugs is selling so much in this because people are depressed. People are going through a lot. Some people don't have hope of how to feed the family the next meal. Some don't have even shelter over their head. Many don't have shelter. Many don't have the next meal. They don't have hope of the next meal. You will see a father, he's just smoking and you're, why are you doing this now? Bro, he'll tell you, efficient, you won't understand. I'll say, I won't understand. Let me eat. And by the time he will finish talking to you, you even cry more than the person. So please, let's help ourselves. Let's help our society. Let's help the people. Let's not be judgmental. Another thing is that why we are siblings, where we're families, where we're friends, where we're society people, where we're in this nation together as one Nigeria and all of that, please, when you see them, don't keep talking. Can you suggest a specific solution? Can you suggest a specific help? And don't blab over it, is a drug addict, is a drug addict. We know he's a drug addict. Fine. What is the solution? And I will always tell them, there is hope. Once there is life, there is hope. And when I tell you, when there is life, there is hope. I have contacts of people that I work with that if it's beyond me, I call them to get involved. Because there are stages of this drug addicts. Addiction is of different stages. There are stages that it gets to that the person will not just practice withdrawal, but will need some sort of drugs in order to, come back to normal senses. Some will need some psychiatric help. Like that lady in the street, she needs psychiatric help and rehabilitation in order to come back to her normal self. But people that see her, they will say she's already mad, that they cannot treat her. It's a lie. She can still be saved. It's just that we condemn people even before they die. So please, suggest a specific solution, and that's what you can do. And not just blab over it. Why you suggest a specific solution? I want us to take a break. Then before we take a break, I am still your number one love giver, and my name is still Amarachi Ume Ugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, and you are listening to me from Good Governance Radio, and you can follow us on our YouTube channel, Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. Like our page, please keep clicking that follow, keep sharing the link, and we'll be back to you soon.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
The Good Governance Radio. You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're still on the Good Governance Radio, www.ggr.com.ng. And you are listening to us on the program, Oh Salad, Operation Save a Life a Day. Have you saved somebody today? Have you given somebody something to feed on? Have you said you are around and you can save that child that is crying around you? Have you cared to know why is that child crying and why is that child withdrawing and why is that child moody? Today we're still talking to you on the addiction of drugs in our society, and I am telling you what we can do and what we should know. And now I just finished talking to us about suggesting a specific help. But while you suggest a specific help, I still want us to know that it is necessary and is important that you remove yourself from that person as a sort of withdraw. You can help from afar, but don't just be there that you'll be there to bring money, do that. It will drain you financially. At times, you allow them to go through the pains of maybe they're in that care and they lack one or two things. So they will feel the pain. Some of them that are in the psychiatric home, they want to see somebody that they know every day. Withdraw yourself a bit. Withdraw yourself a bit. When by that time you've won them to accept that treatment, you shouldn't be there every time. It's good you remove yourself if necessary so that they will feel that they have a responsibility to play. They have a role to play in their recovery because it's determination. You can help them better when they are helping themselves. And another thing we put in consideration again is that you should protect your finances. I say what? Protect your finances, because this can drain anybody, no matter how big you think you are. You see, drug, it can drain anybody. It can drain any family, because you want to protect your child, you want to protect a relation, you want to, save that family name. You see them, they sell land, sell property, they want to, he's in trouble today, tomorrow he's in another trouble, tomorrow he's in this psychiatric home. You need to protect your finances. Sometimes you ignore him. If not, he will lure you into the depression that he's into. So you need to protect your finances even while you're trying to, save him or her. And I urge you, even when you're trying to protect him or her, please, when I say protect your finances, as you're protecting it, make sure even your documents that are intact, because he can go into, search them out by himself or herself. So you need to protect your finances. Then another thing you need to know going to marry for somebody who is a drug addict, thinking it will sort it, except if the person is also a therapist that is marrying him. But if the person is not a therapist, you're just adding fire, adding fuel to fire, because the depression of family and the depression, the responsibility that the woman will bring on him and all of that will, make the whole thing to go volatile, and it's not going to be a good one. You don't solve problem by bringing problem, but you sort out the issue, trash it down, and before you think of getting him to get married or all of that. Because I see a lot of families will say we're married for him and all of that, and he didn't stop. That was not the solution. You should know what caused him, what took him into drug addict. Is it friends? If it's friends, try to link him up with friends that are not into drugs, and shade off the ones that are into drugs from him a bit. You don't do that by letting him know that you're doing it. It's a gradual thing. There are things you use your brain to do, and before you know it, you will get him the help that he needs, and will have a sense society again. Then another thing I am talking to the society, the government, and the leaders. there are a whole lot of low roles that that the government need to play in helping a drug addict. And one of those roles is having a rehabilitation center, if possible, in the 36 states of the country, because it has become a pandemic in our country. So I think, and I suggest, and I pray, and I plead with government that it is needful, it is important now that governments get involved, as our people are running out of the nation and all of that. It is important we get a rehabilitation center in each state should have their rehabilitation center that is funded by government and volunteers, so that we can start picking them up from the street and getting to refer them somewhere. And NGOs that are into drug campaign should start thinking towards having rehabilitation centers where we can rehabilitate these ones before they go into psychosis and all of that. So if we can have in each state a rehabilitation center with psychologists, counselors, psychiatric doctors, and the nurses who will be there to help these ones, I assure you that in the next 5 to 10 years, we will bring this pandemic to a minimal state, and it will really help our nation. It will help our nation, because there are things I wouldn't want to say, but if you look deep, you know that it's indeed a pandemic that we should, there should be a call to action. There should be a call to action. It's not enough to arrest them, beat them, and all of that. No, there should be a call to action, and we should be able to call let the government call people that are into it to get us rehabilitation centers where those people are being counseled, talked to, and rehabilitated, and in a cheaper way, because it's expensive to handle this issue. So if government get involved, I believe it's going to be cheaper and it will help. And before you know it, these things will be sorted. Then another thing is that even while the government is doing it, churches can still, raise centers for this drug addict, because it's part of the things we have to preach. It's part of the evangelism. Is number one evangelism. We can't just talk about prostitutes and all of that. If you go there, you find out that most of them, I was talking to one of them, she said, I can't stand on the road without being under the influence of something. I said, wow. I said, that means you're a drug addict and you do the other one. She said, yeah, that is the other one that propels the other one. I said, oh, so sorry. I know it's not your fault, but you can get out of it. And we've been talking, and she has finished learning how to do her sewing, that we paid about 250,000 for her to learn in Abuja here. And she's gradually becoming some useful to herself, and she's happy about it. So it's something that we win them with love, and we can change them. If we want to change them, we need to, I am pleading with the government and pleading with the drug agencies to help us. The Minister for Youth and Sports, we need you to get involved, because this thing affects mostly youths. We need you to get involved. Join hands with the minister for the agency that deals with this drug, to help us to save our fellow youths. It bleeds my heart to see my fellow youths, to see my fellow ladies, to see my fellow citizens go through all this, and a lot of mad people in the streets. They can be rehabilitated, they can be saved, they can be rescued. So we can rescue them if we want to, and we have all it takes to do it. But while we are coming to the end of this program, I want you to know that I'm still your number one love giver, and we have a contact in case you want. There are ideas we can suggest that will help the government and help our society, and even help if the church wants to get involved. We have ideas we can give them that can help. So you can get us on 08035438874. We can discuss it and bring solution to the doorstep of our people and save many youths from going into drugs the more. It's still, our number is still 08035488874. With this, with the suggestions we make and the way we can do it to reduce both costs and building of more facilities in different states and all of that, we can reduce costs with what we already have. So we can get in touch and collaborate to save these youths in the country. And I assure you, it's something worth doing. Please don't forget that you're listening to Good Governance Radio, and our website still remains www.ggr.com.ng. And I am still talking to you from Good Governance Radio. My name is still Amarachi Mugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation, your number one love giver. I will be going for now, and we'll meet you back on Monday. And I apologize sincerely for not being here on Wednesday, but I assure you by Monday we'll be back again. Thank you for listening. Please copy the link, share it, click follow, click like, and let's keep doing the right thing. Thank you very much.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station.
GGR, Good Governance Radio.